time for some more Geoguessr tips and tricks, and today it's over the country of Malaysia, which is a very unique country in its region, and I will help people understand Malaysia more. I would say it is probably one of the easiest countries in Southeast Asia to learn, so let's just get into it. Okay, so not the best one to start with, but I can go over some basics here. First of all, a lot of the Malaysian coverage is in Gen 3 and Gen 4. The Gen 3 coverage is the main one that's distinct. So the Gen 3 coverage you can obviously tell because it's less quality than a lot of other places, but this specific white car you can see in a lot of places around the world, but you can easily narrow this down just based on like architecture and stuff. But this specific white car you see in all Malaysian Gen 3 coverage. Like every single, pretty much all of Malaysia Gen 3 coverage, you will see this white car at I think it's the back. And also, Malaysia drives on the left. And out of these Southeast Asian countries that have coverage and drive on the left, that leaves Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore. Singapore is flat and urban. And then you see rounds like this with this mountains, this car, this road, now in Thailand, so you're in between Malaysia and Indonesia, which is a lot of the 50s. But when you see this specific car, I tend to go Malaysia more because it's guaranteed. But in Indonesia, it's not. Yeah, now time for what this specific round is for. So, in Malaysia, you obviously have all these provinces. You got Perlis, Terengganu, Malacca, and bigger, you have these two over here on Borneo Island, which if you nail, you get a lot of points if your opponent misses. For this, when you see signs like this and road numbers, each province has its own little letter abbreviation. It's not the perfect letters for what the provinces are. Like Perlis and Penang both start with P, but only one of them uses P. Actually, I don't think either of them use P as the one. But if you learn them, then you'll very easily get the province. And for this one, T is Terengganu. So just seeing this, I already know which province of Malaysia I'm in. This one. And then you might not need to know the exact road. You probably don't, but you could just click something and you'll be close. Okay, and now, in Malaysia, there is a lot of pole meta, obviously. But I don't think it's as important for Malaysia as it is Indonesia. Because Indonesia is a lot bigger, obviously, but for Malaysia, you don't really need to know the poles. You need to know things that are on the poles, but not the exact poles. But I decided to include two pole distinctive ones, mainly for the Borneo Island territories. So, on poles like this, if you see this little bit, that looks like a boomerang, just in a way. It's also Gen 3 with white car. If you see this boomerang, you will be in the Sarawak province, which is pretty much, you could see the border. There's more coverage in Sarawak along the coast and around the Kaching area, but this boomerang you don't see in Kaching very often. But just click somewhere around here, it'll be close. Because if you see that boomerang, you are guaranteed Sarawak. Okay, here's for some more quick basics. The chevron you see all over the world. I don't know if Indonesia uses the same one, but yeah, this could help in a deduction with like some South American countries and whatnot. But the license plate, this is a big distinctive between Malaysia and Indonesia, because if you see here, you see two white dots. If you see two white dots, it's Malaysian because it goes black, white, black, white, black. It's white text on black. But Indonesia, I'm pretty sure, is black text on white. So instead of this, you'll see white, black, white, black, white. So if you see two white little dots instead of three, you're in Malaysia. Okay, here's for one of the most useful things in all of Malaysian region guessing. So we have a Southeast Asian round. We have these palms, which you see in like every single road in Malaysia. That's good to know. But if you see a black sticker on the pole, you are guaranteed to be in this part of Malaysia. Unless it's Gen 4 Borneo Island. But Gen 4 on Sarawak and Sabah is rare. It would probably be more mountainous. And you might see a white sticker on the pole as well, which I will get to. But if you are ever in a non 2025 round, let me look at copyright. This is 2025, but ooh, I've never seen that. If you see this black little bit on the pole, always think you're gonna be here, unless you prove otherwise that it is Sarawak or Sabah. Okay, here's a lot of basics as well. So obviously, we have the car, we have the plate. I've been over those. You can see these poles. We have the black stickers consistently, black and white stripe poles. In Southeast Asia specifically, I think it's exclusive to Malaysia. I don't think Indonesia uses it. I know Sri Lanka used it. Malaysia used it. Vietnam might use it. I don't remember. But black and white stripe bold left side driving would eliminate Vietnam anyways. This, you're guaranteed to be in Malaysia. Unless you prove it Sri Lanka by like the Google car or whatnot. What else can I say here? Malaysia has all white road lines. All the time. It's a lot of the time double white center lines, which I will get to in a bit. That's exclusive to Malaysia, in Southeast Asia at least. But Malaysia always uses only white lines. And also in Malaysia, you have a lot of weird little just mountainous pockets in just normal territory, which you see a lot in like the mainland, especially up here, just everywhere. But also you see a lot in Sabah and Sarawak. You just see these everywhere, which you also see them a lot in like Sumatra. But well, okay. So the normal poles. I'm not this in specific, but in Indonesia, a lot of the poles you will have on the very top, like 3 reflectors. And it'll be even or uneven, obviously. But in Malaysia, you don't see those as often. It's not guaranteed. I mean, it's not guaranteed in Indonesia, but it usually. But just normal poles like this are gonna be Malaysia. All right, so here is a very basic round for this specific area. If you look here, we have the Indonesian style pole, but who cares? When you see this white sticker on the pole, now that is, I'm pretty sure, exclusive to Sarawak. It's exclusive to Sarawak and Sabah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it's just one or the two. It might be both. But yeah, if you see that white sticker on the pole instead of the black, or joined with the black, you're going to be in Sarawak or Sabah. And then you could use the Dutch, like how Sarawak is a lot more flatter than Sabah. And the only really flat part of Sabah is this area over here that's very distinct. So I think it's going to be Sarawak. Can't fully confirm it. Okay, and here, like I said, these are the double white line. If you see this road, the first 3 countries in the entire world you should think of are Malaysia, Greece, and Poland. Because these, you pretty much see in those countries like 100% of the time. And then if you just look at anything else, you can easily tell which one of the 3 it is. So yeah, if you see, well, add Chile to that as well. But if you're driving on the left, then it limits all in but. Okay, and then here's a bit about the language. So the Malaysian language is one that a lot of people get stumped on. It's hard to tell, but Malay and Indonesian are almost identical, except the fact that Malay has more English space in it, and Indonesian has more Dutch. So in Indonesian, you'll see more double vowels and such. But this language, you just have to see it a lot. There's not much I can really say. It's a very also you will see Malaysian flags in a lot of places, but in Malaysian language, okay, I think a better way for me to say this is in Southeast Asia, because you can easily tell Southeast Asia a lot of the time based on like the left side driving and such. If you see a script that is not like just a non-Latin script, you are going to be in Malaysia, Indonesia, or the Philippines. And the Philippines will have Spanish base, and you'll see more Spanish and English in that country. Anyway, you'll be driving right. So if you see a Latin script and it looks like Southeast Asia, you're probably looking at the Malay language. Like, that's very likely. It's really hard for me to give specifics about how to recognize the language. It's just ingrained in my head, but if you just look at it a lot and just use it, like, okay, that's an interesting language. It's not Spanish, so it's probably Southeast Asia somewhere. It's gonna be Malayan. That's simple. And also, very urban places like this are gonna be mainland only. I guess Kuching also counts. The last thing I'll say is that you see a lot of Chinese in Malaysia. You see a lot of Chinese in Malaysia and Singapore. Because I think it's like 25% of Malaysia's population are Chinese, which is a good reaching, well, not reaching, as a good identifier for the country. Okay, and here's the other poll thing. If you see this top crossbar, and then one below it as well, that's the Sabah exclusive. And in Sabah, you have a lot of mountains. You have more mountains in Sabah than any other province. And a lot of the time, you will be on roads that are on that are actually on the mountains. Because we have mountains north and east. I think like this could work. Up here, probably where we are. Alright, here's what could be the last one. I don't remember. This is a very open round. This doesn't look like Malaysia at all. You see no palms, no mountains. You like, honestly, this looks more like Thailand than anything. And there's a reason for that. But these that are, I kind of talked about a similar thing earlier, but these protrusions out of the ground that are exactly like this in just a very open space, like we have some more over here. You see these a lot in Thailand, and you see them a lot in Sumatra Island. But these specific ones in Malaysia, you will see in the Perlis province, maybe the Kedah province. But that's not specific. Like, if it looks not like Malaysia, like this, it looks Thai, is a better way to say it. You are going to be in this little northern bit right here. Alright, that'll be the end of this tips and tricks video. I hope you got a foundational basis for how to actually guess Malaysia. And I'll see y'all next time.